BoxingVoice.com, live with the man of the hour, Gary Russell. Just won the purse bid in a fight with Lomachenko. How you feeling?
I feel good, man. I'm blessed based on the fact that we did win the purse bid. A lot of people think politics is dead when it comes to this. Please don't be naive to the fact that it's real alive, you know. So we grateful, we ready to make this thing happen. He's disrespecting me, man. He had 2 fights, or 1 fight and fought for a world title. That's proof that politics is definitely still in the flex. And then not only that, he got an opportunity to compete for the world title once again. I can understand there's a certain level of amateur pedigree that you have, but don't rule out all the factors that you got to lay your ground rules when it comes to this professional game. Complete difference, you know. We're gonna exploit him. 2 losses back to back, man. They gonna send him back to the drawing board. He gonna start up. You ain't gonna hear from him for about another 2-3 years.
Now, you're saying that he's disrespected you, or that the game and the boxing policies disrespected you, and the fact that Lomachenko, a guy with basically little to no professional record, has gotten a title shot, but there's many that say that you've had it kind of easy yourself on the way up, and now you're getting it easy in a title shot versus a guy that only has 2 pro fights.
I can care less whatever people say. Like I say, ultimately my goal is financial stability between me and my family. You know, it's not just disrespect to me, but disrespect to the other fighters that's been strategic as far as selecting their opponents to work their way up the rankings to compete for a world title. You know, it's guys that's been trying to get in the seat for a world title for 1 year to 2 years now. And you got this guy that's because he's connected with the right people to be able to compete for a world title in only his 2nd professional fight. It's okay, it's cool, because at the end of the day, you can't take away from the true essence of everything. You know, you gotta take these steps. Everything is a learning process. You can have a great amateur pedigree, but you got to make the necessary adjustments as a professional. You got to be able to get the rounds in. You got to be able to do all these things. These are things that he hasn't got in yet. It was clear when he fought against Salido. You know, he's not used to being able to compete against an elite professional. We're going to destroy him.
Now, you just said that there was things that he did when he fought Salido that he wasn't basically prepared for. How do you felt you would have fared versus Salido? Or better yet, you also spoke about the fact that he's connected, but you're connected as well. You're a guy that has always wanted to fight the Orlando Salidos, or the Orlando Cruzes, or the Abner Marses. You know, most of those names are with Top Rank, and it never bothered you that they were outside your promotional company, and we know you're not signed to Golden Boy. But you're a guy that kind of, you know, wants to do your own thing and doesn't believe in politics yourself.
I believe in politics. I believe that a lot of people talk about me being connected. We wanted to get the rounds in. We wanted to get the experience. Of course, we had experience in the amateurs, but it's a different feeling going to the professionals. We wanted to get to 22, 23-0, be able to deal with a level of adversity in the professionals before we jumped out here for a world title. We're 100% ready. It's nothing that he can bring into the square that I haven't seen before. I've never been in unfamiliar territory.
Do you feel that that's the mistake Lomachenko did, taking on a veteran in Salido, a tough guy, tested guy, battle-tested, former champion, and didn't have the right professional experience, whereas you're at 23-0, you've been in the ring, you're undefeated, you have that professional and amateur background. Do you think that that's going to be the difference?
Most definitely. It's most definitely going to be the difference. You know, you can't get away from the laws of gravity. You know, if you jump up, you got to come back down. You know, it's the same premise. You know, you can have a wonderful amateur pedigree, but you got to be willing to make the necessary adjustments as a professional. You got to get the rounds in. You got to be able to make the adjustments to the longer rounds. You know, you got to make adjustments. How do you slow a pace down? How do you change gears in the fight? How do you make adjustments on the fly? These are things that you have to learn to do as a professional, not as an amateur. As an amateur, you only have 4 rounds. How do you control the pace for a 10-round fight when you've never been 10 rounds? How can you control that? How can you make the necessary adjustments? These are the things that I feel as though that he took for granted, you know, and unfortunately we're going to exploit him on that.
I hear aggression in your voice. I hear a little discontent at the fact that this guy Lomachenko was able to get a title shot before you. Are you going to make him pay for your frustration in the ring?
It's not personal. It's business. You know, like I say, this is our job. This is our occupation. You know, so it definitely isn't personal. He's the guy that's standing across the ring from me. Nothing on this planet is going to stop me from getting to my goals.
Final question. After Gary Russell Lomachenko, do we ever see Gary Russell in a fight where the fans can be upset, or is it big names from here on out and nothing but the sky's the limit?
I mean, the sky's the limit. I think, honestly, we want to get the Lomachenko fight. If you know, hopefully we'll get through it. You know what I'm saying? We're going to try to unify. We'll probably unify with maybe Johnny Gonzalez or so. If Abner want an opportunity to get his belt back that I'm willing to take from Johnny, I don't mind giving him an opportunity. I heard Donaire's about to fight for a world title. Maybe me and him can do something. So we ready to push at this point. We wanted to get to 23, 24-0. We 24-0 now. Let's get it.
I said that was my last question, but again, the reason that I want to ask you this is because you always seem to call out top-ranked fighters, and you don't, I don't know, like, you just feel like the Golden Boy top-ranked feud doesn't have anything to do with you. Do you feel that way? Do you feel that you can work around those issues and still make the fights that you want?
I definitely feel as though we can get around it. I mean, it's a business. I think with the politics that's been involved, it takes away from just the sport in itself. You know, the great fights that could possibly be made is not being made based on the fact of a feud between two networks or, you know, two individuals. I think it's a little ridiculous. When it comes to situations like that, me calling out these fighters, you need that counterpart. You need that person that everyone else wants to see you fight. You need that to be able to generate revenue. That's what we want.
Well, thank you very much. We wish you the best of luck, and congratulations on winning the purse bid.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.